Hello friends, hope you all are doing well. Welcome to AS Tutor Point. Today we'll go through another subject, that is learning and teaching. It includes meanings, definition, characteristics and theories. We'll move to learning. What is learning? Learning is the best process of life, a thing which improves skill, understanding and knowledge, causing positive changes in human behavior. Teaching, a means to total self-effect, comes from all sources, not just from classrooms, can happen anywhere, anytime. Learning, natural and common. Every one of us is learning one thing or another throughout life. Meaning, defined as a process, behavior modification through experiences, exercises, and efforts. Next is how scholars define learning. First, Gardner Murphy says the term learning covers every modification in behavior to meet environmental requirements. Henry Smith says learning is the acquisition of new behavior or the strengthening or the weakness of old behavior as the lesson or result of experience. Woodward says any activity can be called learning so far as it depends on the individual and makes him alter behavior and experiences. Hilgard says learning is the process by which an activity originates or is changed through reacting to an encountered situation. We'll go through characteristics of learning. Core properties of the learning process. Universal process. Learning happens everywhere and is universal among all natural beings. It starts from birth. Continues. Learning goes on throughout life. Formal, informal, direct or indirect. Change in behavior involves a behavioral change that is relatively permanent as a result of practice and experience. Goal oriented. Learning is purposive. We learn with a specific aim and plan for achieving it. Transferable knowledge from one situation can be applied in another. This is transfer of learning. Helps achievement. Learning is oriented to teaching and helps in achieving the learning objectives of individual. Well, there are three types of domains. Domains of learning. First, cognitive domain controls knowledge and intellectual skills. Knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation. Second, affective domain concerned with interest, emotions, attitudes, and mental tendency. Includes receiving, responding, valuing, organizing, characterizing. Third, psychomotor domain describes 7 levels of physical skill according to developmental stage. Perception, said, that is readiness, guided response mechanism, complex overt response, origination. Next is socio-cultural factors influencing cognition and learning. Socio-cultural factors are the larger scale forces within societies that affect thoughts, behavior and feelings of children throughout the childhood, adolescence and adulthood. This includes language, law, family, community values, attitudes, social roles and appearance. Socio-economic status. Good socio-economic background, better educational attainment. Poor background limits opportunities. Home environment encourages nurturing home, faster cognitive development, better intellectual functioning. Nutrition. Balanced diet is critical. Proper nutrition and exercise improves cognitive function from early childhood. Heredity. Transmission of physical, emotional and cognitive characteristics from parents affects cognitive senses. Environment. Surrounding environment shapes cognitive development. Encouraging environments increase intelligence. Experiences. Piagets believe experiences in the physical and real world have a major influence on cognitive development. Next is type of learning, self-learning. Self-learning meaning is an approach where the individual makes efforts to identify their own learning needs, set goals, find resources and evaluate their own knowledge. We'll go through advantages. Learn more effectively. exploring a topic deeply, making connections, innovation, ideas. Problem solving skills promotes independence, pushes you to overcome hurdles. Manage your time, self directed, less reliant on having guidance of others. Learn at your own pace. Pace yourself through studies, compete on your own schedule. We'll go through disadvantages is hard to stay motivated. No external accountability material may not seem interesting. Difficult to know when ready. Hard to judge readiness to move on the next topic. Need discipline. Self studying requires regular studying and staying on track. Now we'll go to the most important topic, that is multisensory learning, engaging multiple senses in the classroom. Multiple senses or multisensory learning encourages learner to use more than one of their senses when taking in new information. More than one sensory derived from the senses. Visual learning through seeing and watching, auditory learning through sounds, hearing, listening, kinesthetic learning through body movement and physical activity, tactile learning through using our sense of touch, gestural learning through taste and smell. Last is sand writing, ancient technique. Kids write in sand using finger to connect letters and sounds. We'll go through factors influencing learning. What shapes how we learn? First, general health. Physical and mental health defects, that is blindness, myopia, paralysis, chronic illness, directly affect learning ability. Second, ability of learner. Intelligence level defines capacity to understand things, includes both general and specific intelligence. Third, level of aspiration. Eagerness to learn, high aspiration, learn more and achieve. Inferiority complexes lower achievement. Fourth, attention. Concentration is vital. Attentiveness directly affects learning outcomes. Destructions of material harms it. Seventh, maturation. Understanding comes with maturation. Example, a child learns to walk when reaching a certain developmental stage. Sixth, motivation, the most important factor. Without motivation, a learner cannot be made ready to learn effectively. Another important topic, technology in education, that is computer assisted instruction, that is CAI. CAI is learning through computers with subject wise packages. Programs are interactive, present animation, sound and demonstrations, and allow students to work individually or in groups. First, interactive animation can illustrate concept through attractive animation, sound and demonstration. Next, differentiated lessons challenges students at risk, average or gifted. Different types of activity for each. Self-paced, students progress at your own pace. More ahead only once the skill is mastered. Second, immediate feedback. Students know whether the answer is correct. If not, program shows how to correct answer. Competitive spirit. Programs are interactive and engage students, increasing spirit of competitiveness. Inclusive learning. Improves instructions for students with disabilities receiving immediate feedback. We'll go through the methods of learning, key approaches to effective learning. Part versus whole method. Whole method learn all at space. Part method divide material into smaller digestible sections, depends on the type and length of material. Second, spaced versus unspaced. Spaced learning, gaps between sessions. Unspaced, that is continuous learning. Continuous can cause inhibition in memory. Spaced is generally more effective. Next, recitation versus repetition. Rote learning based on repetition. Recitation checks knowledge by testing yourself. helps identify gaps and overcome forgetting. Fourth, overlearning, practicing newly acquired skills beyond the point of initial mastery, scientifically proven to help better learning and memory. We'll go through last key takeaways in learning and teaching. First, learning is a universal, continuous process of behavioral change through experience, practice, and interaction with the environment. Second, three domains governs learning: cognitive, that is thinking; affective, that is feeling; and psychomotor, that is doing. Third, socio-cultural factors: home, nutrition, heredity, environment, experiences profoundly shape cognition and learning. Fourth, self-learning, multisensory approaches, and technology are the modern tools for effective education. Fifth, motivation, health, attention, aspiration, and maturation are key factors that influence how effectively we learn. So, this is it from today's session. Hope you have learned something new today and it has increased your knowledge. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update. Let's meet again with a new topic in another session. Till then, keep learning and keep growing. Thank you.